Welcome to my channel.
Moisturizer that I use and I've used for the last probably 3 or 4 years.
Hello and welcome to my channel. I am so excited to start my YouTube journey. Excited for all of you that want to join me on this adventure, and let's get started. So the first thing I want to do is just talk a little bit about me so you guys know who you're looking at in your screens right now. So first things first, I am from Southern California, Orange County. I was born and raised here. I've never lived anywhere else. In fact, I lived in the same house throughout my entire childhood and adult life until I got married. I have a really big family. I have 6 brothers and 1 sister. I have 7 nieces and nephews. I am married to my husband, Ruben. We actually just got married 2.5 months ago in August. We have known each other, I should say we have been with each other for 8 years. Known's kind of a funny way to put it. We've known each other. I'm just kidding, but we've been with each other for 8 years. I'm a big fan of Disney. I've been a pass holder for probably majority of my life. You'll definitely see a lot of Disney stuff in my home. I'll talk about Disney, watch Disney, all that kind of great stuff. So Disney's a big part. Another thing about me is I love baking and cooking. So we're gonna bake and cook a lot in my videos, and I'm really excited to show you guys that. I've kind of wanted to start my own cooking show and baking show since I was a kid. I used to pretend to do it in front of a camera when I was a kid, and now I actually get to do it in front of a camera because I decided to start this journey. So really excited to show you guys a lot of the cooking and baking skills that I have. I definitely have a long way to go. I'm no professional by any means, but I've learned a lot by watching cooking shows. I learned a lot actually in high school. A lot of the skills I have today are some of the things that I learned from my home ec teacher in high school. So shout out to my home ec teacher in high school. I love Christmas. It is my favorite thing. It is my favorite time of the year. It is my favorite season, favorite holiday, you name it. It's just magical to me. I just think Christmas is extremely special. I love that time of the year. I love the music. I love the movies. I love the cooking. I love the baking. I think most of all is really spending time with your family. The end of the year is just so fun with Thanksgiving and Christmas, and kids have a little bit of extra time off. Adults do with their jobs, and it just means a lot to me, and I love Christmas. So I'm excited to do a mini version of Vlogmas with you guys. Just starting my channel, so we'll see how that goes. But I'm gonna be making gingerbread cookies, sugar cookies, my famous fudge that I make every single year that my family looks forward to, and a whole bunch of other yummy goodies. And I'm gonna bring you guys along for the journey. Super excited for that. And some of the traditions, they're gonna look a little different this year, but I'll bring you guys along, and I'm really excited for that. Another thing about me is I am a Christian. I am a follower of Christ. Christianity plays a really big role in my life. So I'm excited to share my faith with you guys as well. So that's about me for now. Obviously, there's lots of other things that we could talk about and go over, but I wanted to give you guys a little bit of me first so that you guys can just kind of get to know me when you're watching these videos. So yeah, let's talk a little bit about what my channel is going to be about so that you guys know if you're interested in it. So as I talked about earlier, definitely going to be a lot of baking and cooking, but one of the main things is I just want to, share my lifestyle with you guys. So essentially lifestyle vlogs, cooking, baking, go over skincare with you guys, makeup, routines, everything like that. So basically just lifestyle, and take you guys on shopping adventures or hanging out with family, whatever that entails in my life, you guys will come along and see. So that's going to be what my channel is going to be about, and I'm excited, and I definitely want to hear your feedback too on my videos and see what you want to see more of. see what you want to see that maybe I haven't shown. So yeah, I'm excited. You guys are going to be the ones watching me. I want to be connected with all of you guys. Follow me on Instagram. Leave a comment down below. Just say hi, make a suggestion, let me know what you like. And yeah, so for the first video, I did kind of want to give you guys a little bit of taste of some of the things that I'm going to go through in my videos. So today we are actually going to go through my current skincare routine. So I'm going to go ahead and take you guys to my workspace, aka my bathroom, and kind of show you guys what I'm currently using, give you guys my honest reviews, and yeah, so let's go ahead and go do that.
Okay, so first we're going to start with cleanser. So the cleanser that I use every day is, and I'm probably going to butcher this name, La Roche-Posay. It's like a French skincare line. It's their hydrating gentle cleanser for normal to dry skin. It's soap-free, sulfate-free, and fragrance-free. So something that you should know about my skin is that I have drier skin. So some of these won't work for you if you have different types of skin, like combination or oily. Just kind of have to play around and see what works for your skin. But this is the Hydrating Gentle Cleanser. Okay, so this cleanser is non-foaming. So basically what that means is that when you put it on your face, it doesn't get that foaming effect, which is fine because sometimes you don't want to use skin cleansers that have the foaming effect. Basically just want to have a balance. And I speak from experience with working with skincare because I've tried a lot of different things and I've been to a lot of different, spas and gotten facials, and this is just like recommendations from them as well. So that's kind of where I get my, knowledge from, but definitely do your research, see what works for you, talk to a dermatologist, talk to a skincare specialist that works, as a facialist or anything like that. So this is the cleanser that I use in the morning. In the evening, and this is like my favorite find because it was just one of those days I was in Target and I was like, you know what, I need another cleanser by my sink for when I wash my face at night because I don't want to have to keep running back to the shower to get my facial cleanser. I could get the same one, but I wanted to get something different. Sometimes it's nice to mix it up. Now this one is foaming, and this is the Bliss Rose Gold Rescue Gentle Foaming Cleanser for Sensitive Skin. Another thing about my skin, and it is more sensitive, so I tend to get things that are fragrance free. Sometimes I can get things with fragrance in them. It just depends on what the product is and how much fragrance and what type of fragrance and what type of fragrance. So it might not irritate my skin. This stuff is amazing. I highly recommend this one. And it lasts a long time. You just need a small little pump. It is my nighttime skin cleanser and it lasts me a long time. So this is my second bottle and I probably started using it for the first time about a year ago. So and I was using it every night and this is only my second bottle. So it looks like I'm about 2 bottles a year, maybe 3, just depending. But I also did start adapting a routine that I wash my face with a cleanser soap every night. I probably started doing that, I would say 1.5 years, 2 years ago. Every night I used to just use like a facial wipe. I realized I was breaking out. I'm like, what can I do to stop that? So I started cleansing every night. It's weird for me to say this, but I cannot go to bed unless I wash my face. Like it will not happen. Even if it's like not even the best job, I will still like at least put water and soap to my face. So cleansing is a really important part to me, and I highly recommend this one. And this one as well, because it helps because I have dry skin and sensitive skin, and this has been a great thing for me to have in the shower. So yeah, and I know a lot of people have different opinions about washing your face in the shower. For me personally, I make sure that I wash my face last. So I've already shampooed, I've already conditioned, I've washed my body. So there's nothing else to do but wash my face. So there shouldn't be any other residue coming from shampoo or conditioner on my face. So I'm okay with it. And then I also turn the water down from super hot to cool when I'm washing my face, because cool water is better when you wash your face. So it works for me. If you like to do it outside of the shower, whatever makes you guys happy, whatever works for you. So those are my 2 basic cleansers. In routine, I will also mix in probably about 3 to 4 times a week an exfoliator. So the exfoliator I use is from the brand Comfort Zone. This was a brand that was recommended to me by one of the facialists that I saw at a spa, and I love it. So this is their illuminating refining scrub, and again, I have sensitive skin and it's gentle enough for me. So I'll show you guys that. This is the scrub. It's small, but it lasts a long time. I think I've had this for about 5 months now, and I still probably have about like that much left in it. Again, this is something that I don't use every day. Sometimes I use it 5 days a week. Sometimes I use it 3. It just depends. So it's nice to get like a mix in. You should exfoliate your face every day, whether it's with something like this, or I also have the Foreo. This is the Foreo. I can't remember the number, but I do know, and this was a while ago, this was the one for sensitive skin. Back to me having sensitive skin. I got this one. I really like this a lot. It lasts me a long time. It doesn't get like dirty like the brushes do. And if you use the brushes, they're good for you. You just have to take care and, you know, have a lot more maintenance on those ones. So this one is not that much. I still do clean it sometimes. But yeah, this is a really good brush. It also helps exfoliate your skin. You just hold it like this and then go around, and then they tell you under your eyes like this, on your forehead like this, and then everywhere else like up and down. So I really like it. It works really well when you use it consistently. Sometimes I fail to use it in the shower, not consistently, but when you use it consistently, it does work really well. So that's how you can also exfoliate your skin. Another way you can exfoliate your skin, I learned this from one of the facialist dermatologist specialists that I saw at a spa one time, is by using a serum. And it kind of sounds weird. I was very confused, but I don't have any with me right now. But when I do get one, I'll show you what I'm talking about. It basically just looks like kind of like an oil kind of droplet. And then I guess it activates the enzymes on your skin and it helps exfoliate that way. So those are really good. I do think that they are on the pricier side, but they do work really, really well. So that's why I don't have any right now, because they are on the pricier side. Okay, so after you've cleansed your skin, then we're gonna move on to toners. For me, I have 2 different types of toner. My first one I get from Lush. It is their Tea Tree Water Toner. This is amazing. If you have problems with breakouts, I highly recommend this. If you have dry skin, oily skin, combination skin, I think it works for all. I do have drier skin, and this can dry it out sometimes, but as long as I keep in with my other toner or my moisturizer, it's fine. And I just do it on the spot. So I'll put it on a cotton pad, and then I'll just put it on the certain spots, or just like my T-zone where it does get more oily, and that's where I tend to break out as well. So I think this is a really, really good product. The other toner that I use, so that one's more like, I would say like kind of like an astringent alcohol base, but it's not, there's no alcohol in that one, but it's tea tree oil. The next one you could use is soothing. So it's like kind of help to bring back the moisture to your face and really smooth out your face. And I learned about this recently. So this is another from the brand Comfort Zone. It's their essential toner. It's their soothing essential toner. This stuff is amazing. Like, it's kind of mind-blowing. After you wash your face, pat dry, you put this on, your skin is smooth. It is so smooth. The only thing that I don't like about this is that it is a little pricier, and it does go pretty fast. At least for me, it did. So it's something that you would have to probably buy 6 times a year, or maybe even more, just depending on how much you use. But that stuff works really well. It brings back the smoothness. If you ever like touch your face and it's a little bit rough, that is definitely gonna help your skin just smooth out. So after toner is the moisturizer. So the moisturizer that I use, and I've used for the last probably 3 or 4 years, found it to be the best one for my skin, is Kiehl's. I love Kiehl's products. So Kiehl's Ultra Facial Cream. This stuff is hydrating, lightweight, no heavy fragrance. It's awesome. I love it. So you guys probably have seen this one. A lot of people use this one. It's a really popular facial cream. And I use this night and morning. Sometimes I mix in other creams as well, but this one I just always go back to. It's amazing. So that is the cream. Okay, so another one of those like random finds, like the Target Bliss one, which I just thought, let me just wash my face every night, but it turned out to be like my favorite cleanser. Eye cream. I like using eye cream. You should use it. If you don't use it, start a routine. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you don't use it and you're thinking it's too expensive, well, here you go. Here's your solution. So before I show you, I just want to talk about how I found it. So I was on Amazon one day, just kind of surfing around, seeing what's out there. This came across my page and I wasn't even looking for eye creams. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll just look at this. The reviews were amazing. I was like, what? Okay, is this really, you know, the eye creams that I typically would use, I think it's Lancome has like a metal tip one that's really nice and it's cooling sensation under your eyes. I like that one. I also like the Drunk Elephant one as well. That's a good eye cream. But again, those are pricier, especially the Lancome one. I think that runs up to like 60, 70 bucks. The Drunk Elephant, I think also is like the same price, maybe a little bit cheaper at 50. But yeah, so I needed a different eye cream that I could just always get on the routine. Sometimes I mix those ones in as well. I don't even know why, but this eye cream's amazing. I used it one night and I walked into the mirror and I was like, okay, my bags are gone. Like they're gone. Like what is going on right now? So I don't have a picture to show you the before, but they were a lot worse than they are now. So this stuff is amazing. It is called Belly. I think it's supposed to be like Amazon's skincare line. I'm almost like a little scared to talk about it because it might go out of stock if people are going to go out and buy it, because I don't think it's well known yet, but I do think this is going to explode, this brand. I really do. It's the triple peptide eye cream. Again, Belei. I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce it, but this stuff is amazing. And it was like $8, maybe $7. I don't remember, but it was definitely less than $8. So, and another thing about this too, is it goes a long way. I've had this for about like 3 months now and it still looks pretty full. And you just need like the tiniest drop, just go under your eye and then along the side and like up here on your bone. And it gets both eyes, and you don't need a lot. So highly recommend triple peptide eye cream. Lasts a long time, cheap, and very good. And it works for my sensitive skin and my dry skin. I was getting like really bad dryness under my eyes in the corner. So that's also why I needed to kind of go back to my routine of using eye cream. And I just needed something that was affordable. I love that stuff. Good stuff. Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about some masks. So I use 2 different masks, a moisturizing mask and then a mask to help kind of with breakouts and keep like the pores cleaned out and that kind of thing. So the first one is from Fresh. It's the Umbrian Clay Purifying Mask. I'm not sure I'm saying that right, but it deeply cleanses and purifies. So it looks like this. This is the smaller size. There's also a bigger one. Basically, this just helps really clear up your acne. It's a really good mask. I like it. It doesn't dry out my skin or anything like that. So I'll put this on a moisturizer right after, and I really like it a lot. So that's for like purifying, you know, helping keep your pores clean, deep clean, that kind of thing. The other one is moisturizing because again, I do have drier skin, but I do think if you have oily skin or combination skin, you still need to hydrate. So it's good to have a mask in the mix as well that hydrates your skin, because if it's oily or you have combination, you still need to hydrate your skin. So this is the Super Berry Hydrate Glow Dream Mask. This is Youth to the People brand. I think I got this on Sephora. I'll link everything here down below so that you guys can take a look at it. So here is this. This smells so good. It just smells like fresh, clean kind of scent. It's got vitamin C, hyaluronic acid. It's good. What you do is basically you put a whole bunch on your face at night, go to bed, wake up, wash it off, and helps keep your skin really moisturized. I know there's like this trend going around, I guess, called slugging, where people are taking like CeraVe or Vaseline and just putting it all over their face to get that moisturizing effect. I think this is the same thing, and I do think this is a little bit better because it is designed for your face versus the other ones. I know that some of them do have it for your face, but more for like your legs, arms, elbows, and all that kind of stuff. So I do think this is the better way to go if you're gonna do that, because you can layer this on. You could just put it all on. Okay, and the last one is just kind of a little favorite that I have once in a while in my drawer, so I thought I'd talk about it. It's from the brand Arcana. It's their wine oil. This stuff smells so, so good. I don't know if it's something that everybody likes the smell of, but I just think it's just one of the best smelling things I've ever put on my face. And it has a scent and it doesn't irritate my skin. So it's normal to dry and very dry skin types. And that's me, very dry skin types. So you can just take a couple of drops of this in with your moisturizer. I only use this probably about no, I would say I probably use this once a week, just because it is very oily, but it does do a good job of keeping things moisturized. Same with this one though. Again, back to the mask. So I just kind of, balance it out, but also I'm not perfect. Sometimes I can go like 3 or 4 weeks without even doing my mask or anything. So definitely need to keep the routine with that, but I've kept the routine with washing my face every night. So maybe I'll get there with my mask. I love my mask. I think it's a therapeutic thing, really helps me just kind of zen out, get in the mood, releases anxiety and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, so that's my skincare routine. That's what I'm currently using right now. Sometimes I throw other things in the mix that are my favorite as well. So you guys will see that and I can share more about that. So as I'm starting this journey, I just want to take the opportunity right now to let you guys know that honesty is a big policy in my life. So I will always be honest about the products that I show. I'll be honest about the cooking that I do, the baking that I do. I'm not going to cook something, show it to you guys. If it was bad, I'm not going to, same thing with baking. And then you're going to see lifestyle stuff. Sometimes it's not going to be perfect. Sometimes you'll see me with makeup. Sometimes you will see me without makeup. I just want to be open and honest with you guys and share literally my life. That's not the private stuff in my life, just because, people need to see real sometimes, and I'm real. This is me. You'll get all of me, flaws and all. So yeah, that was my skincare. And then another part of what my videos will be about is baking. So I thought I would also bake with you today too. So we are going to make some cookies. So let's go ahead and go to the kitchen and get started on that. Okay, so we are making M&M chocolate chip cookies. So I have everything out. They got the M&Ms, the chocolate chips, the vanilla, baking soda, 1 cup of butter, which is 2 sticks, flour, sugar, eggs, brown sugar, salt, and all the tools that I'll need, and you need 2 bowls. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. So we are baking, like I said, M&M chocolate chip cookies. Cookies are probably my favorite thing to make of all time. I have been baking cookies since I can remember, probably 8 years old. It's just something that I have always done, and typically most of the time they're chocolate chip cookies. I recently found this M&M chocolate chip cookie recipe, the one that I'm making today, which is absolutely amazing. So that's what I'm showing you guys today. But you'll see me make some chocolate chip cookies at some point. Oatmeal chocolate chip. I love cookies. So baking is a science. You have to have it down for your stuff to turn out looking good and tasting good at the same time. Why do I say this? Because I've had so much experience messing up recipes. My family can attest to that. But I have spent a lot of time in the kitchen, and thanks Mom, who's let me spend a lot of time with her ingredients, but I've gotten it down now. I've practiced a lot, and I figured out what works and what doesn't work. The biggest thing that a lot of people make a mistake in when you're making cookies is the butter. So we'll talk about that first. So first, we have actual real butter here. So butter typically comes in like these little sticks right here. The stuff that you see in tubs most of the time is actually not butter. If you look at it, it says margarine, or I can't believe it's not butter, or vegetable oil. Make sure you look for the things that actually say butter. When you're baking, I found that the sticks work the best. So
This also is unsalted butter. Unsalted butter makes a huge difference. If your cookie recipe doesn't say what type, always use unsalted butter. I mean, 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna say 9.5 times out of 10, it's gonna be unsalted. So that is the biggest thing where you're gonna see a texture difference and you're gonna see a taste difference is the butter and that it's room temperature. So it's been sitting out for a little over an hour, and this is exactly what we're gonna use and exactly the right texture. You don't want it to be melted at all. That's gonna give you something different. However, there are recipes that do call for melted butter. So that's the first thing I wanted to talk about. And basically throughout the process, and you'll see actually measuring correctly how to scoop, what to pack, what to not pack. So we're gonna go over that right now. So the first thing you do when baking practically any chocolate chip cookie recipe is cream the butters and the sugars together. So basically what that means, cream, is mix. So we're gonna start with the butters. Again, each stick is half a cup, and this recipe calls for a cup, so we're putting in 1 and 2. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to put in here is our brown sugar. This recipe calls for a cup of packed brown sugar. So I'm gonna show you what that means if you see a recipe that says packed. So basically, you are going to fill up your brown sugar. I'm gonna grab a spoon and a knife, and I'll show you why. So if it's filled like this, you might think, okay, look, there is a cup. But it calls for packed. So what you have to do is take a spoon or the side of your container, mine's not big enough for my brown sugar, and push it down. So you just keep packing it in. So there you go. There's the packed brown sugar. And you know that you've packed it well if it stays up like a sandcastle. Mine might fall apart a little bit, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. So that was that. It did crack though because I put it right on top of the butter. But yeah, it's pretty packed. Okay. The next thing that we're gonna do in this recipe is 3/4 cups of sugar. And I don't have a 3/4, so I'm gonna just use 3 of my 4ths. Now this one, you don't have to pack it. You just scoop it up, take your knife, and level it off. And that's it. Okay, so those are my sugars and butter. Okay, so now we're going to cream it. You can use a stand mixer if you have one like this KitchenAid ones. I don't. It's definitely on my list to get though because I do a lot of baking, but today I'm just gonna do a hand mixer. And I see like a big chunk of brown sugar in here that I know is just not gonna mix well. So what I'm gonna do is toss that and then in replace, just sprinkle like a little bit just to replace that. Okay, so I have my white KitchenAid hand mixer. This is a really nice one. It came with a couple different attachments, like the whisk one, the dough one, and the masher, I think it was. So this is going to cream for about 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, so we've creamed it. It looks really creamy. That's what you want the texture to look like. The next thing you're gonna do is add the eggs and vanilla. So what I do for the eggs is I actually crack them in a separate glass thing. That way, if I crack it in here, their shell might fall in and then I'll have to go searching through sugar and butter. Here, I know exactly what I'm putting in there. Okay, so we're gonna put 2 eggs in here. And then we are going to put a teaspoon of vanilla. Like I said, I've been baking cookies for a really long time. When it comes to the vanilla, I do not actually put it in a teaspoon because I'm very good at eyeing what a teaspoon looks like, and I'm okay if a little bit of extra goes in. So, and then make sure you use pure vanilla extract, not the imitation stuff. I know the imitation stuff is a lot cheaper, but
your stuff just comes out a lot better when you use the pure stuff, and you can get like the Target brand Market Pantry, which is a little bit cheaper, which is nice. Okay, I don't think that was like a teaspoon, so I'm actually gonna grab my other one. Okay, so I used up the rest of that vanilla. Like I said, it didn't look like a teaspoon to me, so I'm gonna put a little bit more. This is also another brand, Pure Vanilla Extract, that I use. This is a lot bigger of a bottle. I got this one at Costco. I'm just gonna put a little bit more. Perfect. Okay, so now we are going to mix this all together. Okay, so this is all mixed, and now I'm gonna take these off and go ahead and put them in the sink because we are done with our KitchenAid hand mixer, and I'll let you guys know why we're not using it to mix the flour in. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and set this aside. Now we have our other bowl, and this is for the flour mixture. The flour and the salt and the baking soda gets mixed in here before we put it in with the creamed butters, eggs, and vanilla. So this is my flour. Flour does not get packed, something important to remember. So we are going to do 3 cups of flour. So what I'm gonna do is take the measuring cup and just scoop it out. This is a big enough opening that I can just do that without making sure it's not like I'm trying to pack. So what I do is just go like this, and then I level off. Do not push down, just level off. And that's it. Okay, so that is our flour. Next thing we're going to put in is our baking soda. Baking soda, not baking powder for this recipe. I know for those bakers out here thinking, oh my goodness, Trisha, that's baking powder. What are you doing? This is actually baking soda, and I got it from Trader Joe's. I like to get the Trader Joe's brand because it has the seal on top for you to close it versus like the other brands that are like the carton. When you put the cover back on, it really doesn't seal it. So I like that there's something to seal it. I know that my baking soda is fresh. Another thing that's important to know, use fresh ingredients. Use fresh baking soda. It makes a difference if you have baking soda that might be expired, or it's just been in your kitchen for a long time, or it's not sealed for freshness like this is. Use fresh ingredients. If you're wondering why your cookies aren't turning out, maybe look to your baking soda. Go buy a brand new box or container, whatever, and see if that makes a difference. Okay, so for our baking soda, it's gonna be 1 teaspoon. This one you do need to measure out. Again, back to the science. Vanilla doesn't make a difference. It's more just flavor, so it's okay if it wasn't exactly a teaspoon. But again, I don't wanna put more than a teaspoon, but because I've done this for a long time, I know. So baking soda, we are actually going to pack. Make sure that it is full. Perfect. So that is the teaspoon of baking soda. Okay, and then one other thing that's not a science is not the salt. So in this recipe, it wants us to do a teaspoon of salt. I don't like my cookies that salted, so I am just gonna put it to my liking. And that's it. That was probably about half a teaspoon, maybe a fourth. So then we're gonna stir it. I'm gonna use my spatula. Okay, so that is just mixing, basically just to combine. You don't need to get crazy with it. The next thing we're going to do is now add our flour mixture back to our sugar, butter, eggs, vanilla mixture. So the reason why we're not using the handheld mixture for this is because those attachments do not work for dough. When you put the flour in here, we're forming a dough, so it's a little bit too thick for those attachments to work. You can use it for creaming and doing the eggs and the vanilla, but don't use it for mixing the flour in with this wet ingredients. You can, however, use your stand mixer to mix everything because that has different attachments on it. So if you're using a stand mixer, you can use that to mix in your flour with this. And then you just want to do this in sections. You don't want to do it all at once. One big thing that I've learned, do not over stir this. It's one of the hardest things though, and it's such a balance because you're like, okay, but there's flour on the side still, or there's flour still, I'm still stirring. It feels like I'm over mixing. You're gonna have to just play around with this part of it. So just try to not do it too heavily, and then just make sure that all of your stuff is just mixed together. Okay, so we are all mixed in with the flour. The next thing we're going to do is the chocolate chips and the M&Ms. So first, the chocolate chips. We need 1 cup. Then we're gonna put our M&Ms. So I found these a while ago and I just think they're the cutest thing. I'm not sure that they make a super big difference compared to the regular M&Ms and the mini M&Ms, but these are milk chocolate baking bits, like M&Ms for bakings, and they work really well in this recipe. So we're going to put a cup of those in as well. Doesn't that look so fun? I hope this inspires you guys to bake some chocolate chip cookies, M&M, oatmeal, whatever you guys want to make. Make whatever cookie you want. So yummy. We are just folding, again, don't over mix, just kind of pushing the chocolate chips and M&Ms into the dough. Okay, there you have it. The dough is ready. It looks so good. Okay, so this dough needs to go in the refrigerator for about 20-30 minutes. You can leave it overnight. This recipe does call for it going into the refrigerator. You don't have to put it in the refrigerator. I've done it both ways, but I do like to have it a little bit cool. So I'll at least leave it in there for 20 minutes. Ruben's really excited to eat these anyways, so I wanna make sure I make some for us tonight. And then again, back to my transparency and honesty. If you think this is going in the refrigerator without me taking a scoop and eating it and enjoying it, you're fooling yourselves. I know cookie dough is not good for you, but again, I've been doing this since I was 9. I have never made a batch of cookies where I did not eat the cookie dough. I should say I've never made a batch of chocolate chip or M&M chocolate chip cookies where I didn't eat the cookie dough. I don't know. I know it says don't, but I've been doing it for a long time, so I'm definitely gonna have a scoop of cookie dough before I put it in the fridge. Okay, so that is gonna do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I am so excited again to start this journey, bring you guys some more videos. I have lots of idea for content for you guys, so subscribe to my channel. Click the links down below if you want anything that I showed you as far as my skincare products. Hit the bell notification to get notified every time I upload a video. The plan is to upload on Saturdays with a few weekday videos every now and then. So I will see you all next video. Bye.